Next page, one page, wow, what a coincidence, page 62. And already I really know this is gonna get controversial, but it really shouldn't be if you know the real truth. But what I know is, what I read a lot everywhere, from different sources, Marilyn never met John, ever. Even though she performed from May 29th, 1962. So this picture is definitely not, like, this is definitely fake in a way for me. And there's obviously the famous dress that we know who wore now a couple of years ago, which I'm still not happy about. But let's see what it has to say. And I'm still mixed up if they were actually involved in her passing. So let's just continue the thing, but that's just my thought right away. So let's see what it says here. It's been widely speculated over the years that Marilyn's treatment at the hands of the Kennedy brothers drove her over the edge. So what I will say is that I think she definitely wanted a father figure. I think that's why she liked older men. That's just my opinion. But I feel like if this is all true, which I don't think it is, I think that's one of the reasons she fell for them. So, because they were a lot older and they were in a lot more of a, let's say, I don't want to say famous, but more like in a good job, let's say, like, you know, being president, you know, that's very big, you know. So, but let's see what it has to say here. Powerful men. I never read anything like that. Then the most powerful men in the world is men worlds collided. No. No. She was not even, and most of the months in 62 February, she was in Mexico. So how could she have any info on that if she was in Mexico that same month? So I don't believe this at all. World collided. No. Nope. Had some blonde actresses. There was never really any. The two would connect clearly mutual desire from the moment they walked out. No. Sister Patricia in New York City, the person that I never heard of Patricia though. But we all have heard of Peter Lawford. You know him. I have to look him up because I'm not sure if that's actually true. Marilyn's agent. But Marilyn did have a publicist named Patricia Newcomb, so maybe that's where they got it, but I don't remember seeing that. But let's see. So she had Peter Lawford. Yes, she has met him before. Not exactly when the first time it was, but before she performed, he announced her name in the event. Entrance. I don't know, some of this just does not look. You can just tell. Like, as a true Marilyn fan, this is not. Took Marilyn by the arm is what it did. Because what I read, and I can believe some of the sources I've read, is that none of this happened. She never even met John. So. This lady, some called her the next day, invited her on the weekend. This is ridiculous. He mentioned that his wife Jackie accepted without some turtleneck sweater. I don't believe this at all. This whole thing is just not true. I gotta look this guy up though. I'm not really sure about him. But I don't know. This does just not seem right or correct would be a better word. So don't believe any of this. This is not. See, this is why they made of one event Marilyn did, and yet they had to make a whole drama out of it. That's just what I think. They made a whole drama of her being with the Kennedys and all that. That's not true, even though it was felt like that. But just from everything I read, it just does not. Turn it up. You can see that. I mean, I will tell you one thing. There was one thing that, I'm not sure if it's true, but I know he was John. I know he was he was with Elizabeth Taylor when she was very young. So I'm not sure if that's true, but that's what I heard. But now, like, after realizing all this is fake, and I still feel like John and Robert are still like creeps in a way. I don't know, something about both of them kind of gives me that. So overall, if I read anything about John himself, I still think he'll be a creep.